Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marcy Rosas, and I am Assistant Director of Transfer Recruitment and Outreach at Rutgers University, New Brunswick. We are celebrating National Transfer Student Week this entire week, and we're very happy that you could join us. I'm going to put in the chat box a link where you can open up a little form and connect with us. And you can fill out some information, and that way we will know that you dropped by for our YouTube live session. Hi, Jaspreet. Thanks for joining us. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm just going to be talking about the transfer admissions process for Rutgers University, New Brunswick. Hi, Harry. Thanks for joining. And I'm going to answer questions that you guys may have. So I'm just going to kind of start talking about the transfer process for Rutgers, New Brunswick, and then you guys can jump in. If you have any questions, I'll see them in the chat, and I will be happy to answer questions. I'm going to be putting some links in the chat every once in a while for some important information. We have our transfer student flyer. Hi, Marlon. Thanks for joining, which has a lot of the information that I'm going to just be talking about today. So, we'll be throwing that stuff in the chat and everything. But at this point, let me just put that little link in there again. If you want to open up that link and just answer a few questions, we will know that you dropped by today. So one of the first things that I want to say about transfers at Rutgers, New Brunswick, is that we do get a lot of transfers every year. We bring in about 2,900 transfers every year. And of those 2,900, usually about 70% come from the New Jersey community colleges. The other 30% comes from either four-year institutions in New Jersey or outside of New Jersey, and also some community colleges outside of New Jersey. So we get students from kind of all over. We have a lot of great things for transfer students at Rutgers, New Brunswick. To help our transfer students acclimate, we have living learning communities. If you want to live on campus, you can participate in those. We have one specific, which is called the Transfer Nights Living Learning Community. That's if you want to live with other incoming transfer students. We have transfer-specific new student orientation. So this is once you've been admitted and you decided that you're going to attend Rutgers, we have orientations for our new students. Well, we have separate transfer student orientations because we recognize that the transfer student experience is different than that of first-year students. So first-year students are brand new to college in general and Rutgers. Transfer students are new to Rutgers. So we have that specific transfer student orientation. I'm really proud of that. A lot of our schools also offer transfer mentorship programs, which means that you have access to transfer mentors. These are students that transfer to Rutgers prior, and so they can show you the ropes and help you. They know a lot of the questions that you're going to have, and they can kind of show you the ropes from a student's perspective. Our School of Arts and Sciences, which is our largest school and basically gets the vast majority of our transfer students, also requires all of their new incoming transfers to take a Students in Transition seminar. It's a mandatory 1-credit course that you take in your first semester that introduces you to the skills necessary to be successful at Rutgers inside the classroom and outside the classroom. Our School of Arts and Sciences also has a Tau Sigma Honor Society chapter. Tau Sigma Honor Society is a national honor society just for transfer students. So hello, I see Jeremiah, I see Marlon, I see SPC. I'm saying hello to everyone. I just put the link up for our transfer flyer. our transfer flyer has a lot of this information that I'm talking about right now. All right, so it's really good place. So if you want to like click on that link, you'll be able to see that it has a lot of really good information for transfer students. And in the meantime, as I'm going to be talking, right, but looking in the chat box and hopefully answer questions that you guys may have. All right, let's talk a little bit about the application process for transfer students at Rutgers. So there's a spring application process for spring 2022, and then there's fall 2022. All right, so someone's asking a question here. Just Spree, I applied to Rutgers as an international student to the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences on the 11th of August for spring 2022. When can I hear back from Rutgers regarding my decision? Good question. So assuming that we've received everything that we need from you, and I'm going to talk about what that is. Basically, your transcripts from every college that you've attended. That's typically what we need. The application fee and the application itself. Students that apply for fall before October 1st are guaranteed to get a decision by December 1st. So you will be guaranteed to get that decision by December 1st. Will you possibly hear before then? Yes, you may hear sometime in November. That's a possibility, but I can't guarantee any other date other than December 1st. Okay. So SPC, I'm in San Antonio. Do you offer online classes? So we have some online classes, but I'm going to be honest with you, other than a labor studies major that we offer through our School of Management and Labor Relations and our RN to BS program for students that want to go into nursing, that want to transfer into that. Other than those two programs, everything else, nothing else can be completed completely online. There are some online courses that are offered, but the only two majors that can be completed 100% online is that labor studies and employment relations major through our School of Management and Labor Relations, and the Bachelor of Science in Nursing for someone who's transferring with their RN. All right, let's see here. I applied on October 30th for the spring transfer. I would just want to know ballpark for my decision. So I'm assuming you meant September 30th, because October 30th we're not there yet. So I'm assuming you meant September 30th. Again, so students that apply, transfer students that apply for spring 2022 before October 1st and had everything in by October 1st. And what do you need to have in? So when you apply the application, you need transcripts from every single college that you've attended. Okay, so even if it was just for one class, even if you attended and you didn't actually complete your semester, we need a transcript from every single college that you've attended. If you've completed less than 24 college level credits, we will also need your high school transcript. Okay, so, and then there's a $70 application fee. So if all of those things were submitted by October 1st, you're guaranteed to get a decision by December 1st. There's a possibility you can hear before December 1st. You might get a decision in November, but the only date that we guarantee is December 1st. Okay, okay, so yeah, so everybody's asking the same question, and I think I just answered that. So students that applied by October 1st for spring 2022 are guaranteed to get a decision by December 1st of 2021. So students that are applying for fall, so let's talk about students applying for fall 2022. The application due date for transfers is February 1 of 2022. Again, you need to submit the application. You're going to need to submit transcripts from every college that you've attended. If you've completed less than 24 college level credits, we're going to also need the high school transcript, and there's a $70 application fee. I am a sophomore, Marlon, at a New Jersey community college. Will all my classes transfer? So that's a really good question. So students that graduate from a New Jersey community college with their associates in arts or associates in science, so AA or AS degree, are guaranteed to get, and this is obviously if you've been admitted, so you have to apply and be admitted to Rutgers. That part is on you. You have to meet the admissions requirements. But if we offer you admission, we have to give you half of the credits towards your bachelor's degree. That's by law. That's the New Jersey Statewide Transfer Agreement, or the LAMPIT law. And in New Jersey, half of the credits towards your bachelor's degree is 60 credits. So we have to give you 60 credits and waive your gen ed requirements, okay? So you will get 60 credits. So not all of your credits, like if you have more than 60 credits, then all of them won't transfer. But an associate's degree is 60 credits, so you'll get the 60 credits is guaranteed to transfer. All right, but I've seen students sometimes that have taken like 70 credits at a community college, so you'll only get 60, and they automatically transfer your best 60, so the ones that are going to work the best for your major. Okay, let me just see here what other questions we have. Is there an animation character design program at Rutgers? We do have like an animation concentration under our computer science major, but it's not a major in and of itself. Let's see here. Is it possible, great question, Samantha, is it possible to still apply for spring 2022 as a transfer student, or is it best to apply for fall at this point? We are still accepting applications for spring 2022. In fact, a lot of students apply after October 1. So yes, definitely you can still apply. And you just need to submit your application. And again, transcripts from every college that you've attended. If you've completed less than 24 college credits, we're going to need your high school transcript, and there's a $70 application fee. Since I applied for spring transfer, was it okay that I submitted unofficial transcripts? Yes, that's a great question, Janice. Yes. So in order for us to make a decision, we don't need to see an official transcript. So you can upload your own unofficial transcripts. It does need to say, it does need to have your name on it and the name of the college, okay? And we do need to see all of the courses that you've taken. We like to see them in chronological order, and we need to have a cumulative GPA and the term GPA. Sometimes students upload things that they get, like something from their student portals at their current schools, and not everything that you get on that will be acceptable as an unofficial transcript. Most of the time it is acceptable, but it has to look like a transcript. It can't just be like a listing of all the courses that you took and everything. It has to have your GPA, your term GPA for each term. It has to have, you know, your cumulative GPA. It has to have your name on it and the name of the college. But yes, we do accept unofficial transcripts to make a decision. If you are admitted and you decide to attend Rutgers, at that point, you will need to submit an official transcript in order to get the official transfer credit evaluation. We're going to need an official transcript. All right, let's see here. I applied for fall semester, but a decision was made because I sent in my transcript late, but I was told since I don't have to send another transcript for spring 2022. Yeah, so this is Emanuela. So if you haven't taken any additional courses, you know, if the transcript that you sent originally for, or the last one that you sent to apply for fall 2021 included everything through spring 2021, or actually through summer of 2021, then you do not need to send a new one. That is correct. But if you took courses in the spring and the transcript that you sent us didn't include those spring grades, then you would have to send a new one. So yeah, so you just need to have the most up-to-date transcript sent to us that includes through anything that you've taken through summer of 2021 in order to be considered for spring of 2022. I applied, this is Alyssa, I applied for the spring 2022 semester and got accepted. Can I defer until the fall 2022 semester? So Alyssa, transfers don't defer, but we don't defer transfer admission. But what you can do is you can ask to be considered for fall 2022. So that's not, we call it something a little different. It's rolling over your application. You can roll your application from spring 2022 to fall 2022 because it's the same year. It's the same year. You can't roll over fall to spring because it's a different year, right? So when you're going from fall to spring, it goes into a new year. But you can ask to be considered. But you will if you're still attending college, you're going to need to submit an updated transcript. So you will in order to apply for fall 2022, we need to see your college transcript through fall 2021. So we're going to need your final grades from fall 2021. If you're taking classes in fall 2021, if you're not taking classes in fall 2021, then we'll use what we already have. But if you are taking fall 2021 courses, we're going to need to see those final grades. Okay. If I only submitted my application before October 1st, can I still add my transcript now and be considered for transfer? Yes, you can. That is MTNG. Yes, you can. You will not be considered as, you're not guaranteed to get your decision by December 1st, because in order to guarantee the decision by December 1st, you would have had to have had your application and all of your transcripts in by October 1st, but it doesn't mean that you won't get your decision by December 1st. There's a possibility you still will, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, but absolutely yes. Please send us your, you can upload your very own, unofficial transcript through your applicant portal, and we can use that to make a decision. All right. Again, we're going to need transcripts from every college that you've attended. Sheridan, what happens if I can't submit my college transcript until the semester is over and I want to enroll for spring? So Sheridan, it depends here. I'm not sure what your situation is. If this is your first semester in college, okay, if this is your first semester, you're not going to have a transcript to give us, okay, for spring, because you're currently taking courses and you're not going to get your final fall 2021 grades till sometime in December. So if you are, this is your first semester, you're going to have to send us your official final high school transcripts, okay? And you can also choose to send us standardized test scores. We're test optional right now due to COVID, so you don't have to send them to us, but you can. All right, and we'll be basing our decision on your high school transcript and your high school credentials, okay? And if you are admitted and you decide to attend, at that point, once as soon as you get your first transcript from your college, which like I said will be sometime in December, you will need to send us the official transcript from your college at that point. And we will take a look at that, even though you've already been admitted, but we will take a look to make sure there aren't any grades of D or F, or that your cumulative GPA was not below a 2.6. Okay, so that's important. Anna Chico, if I'm graduating from my community college, wait a second. Someone asked a question and now I lost my place. 1 second here. Sorry, I lost my place and I'm trying to find it here. Here it is, Anna Chico. If I'm graduating from my community college with an associate's degree in liberal arts, but I want to major in marketing, are there additional classes I need to do, or will the credits just transfer? So the thing is that the business school for marketing, you have to apply to the Rutgers Business School. First of all, I want to mention that the Rutgers New Brunswick Rutgers Business School does not offer spring admission. They only offer fall admission. So, but they do have prerequisite courses. You have to have certain courses before you can be admitted, completed. So you have to minimally have a 4-credit pre-calculus course. If you have taken a 4-credit pre-calculus course, then you need to have 2 of our pre-business courses additional to that pre-calculus course. And those pre-business courses are Intro to Financial Accounting, Computer Applications for Business, Intro to Microeconomics, Intro to Macroeconomics, and Introductory Statistics for Business. So you need to have 2 out of those courses completed. If you have a 4-credit calculus course, then you only need to have 1 of those pre-business courses. So you do need to take some prereqs. You can apply to the School of Arts and Sciences and do your prereqs there, and then apply for an internal transfer from the School of Arts and Sciences. We call that a school-to-school transfer from the School of Arts and Sciences to the Rutgers Business School. So, and a lot of students end up doing that. The Rutgers Business School requires a minimum cumulative GPA for transfer of a 3.2. That's also important to know. So, what if I have credits from a New York institute? Yeah, credits transfer from anywhere. They don't have to be from a New Jersey community college. It's just that in New Jersey, we do have this special law where students, if they get their AA or the AS degree from a New Jersey community college, they're guaranteed to get 60 credits. But we accept transfer credits from anywhere. I mean, we have students that are applying from other countries, okay? So general rule of thumb, if the course is a course that we offer at Rutgers and the student received a grade of a C or better in the course, it should transfer. It's not a guarantee that it's going to transfer, but that's generally what happens, okay? What if I'm transferring from community college to an associate's degree in criminal justice? So, again, I mentioned before that if you earn an AA or an AS degree at a New Jersey community college and you are admitted to Rutgers, we have to give you 60 credits towards your bachelor's degree. Okay, that's half of the credits towards your bachelor's degree, and we waive your gen ed requirements. Okay. Rutvisha, I sent my application and transcript to Rutgers before October 1. For spring 2022, but Rutgers says they just received my transcript. Will there be a problem? I mean, your application will still be reviewed. We can usually see when the transcript was received. Okay, if it wasn't received by October 1st, you're not guaranteed to get a decision by December 1st, but you could still get one by December 1st. Okay. I'm an out-of-state student this is Daphne, going to a community college in New York and was wondering how many credits Rutgers would accept. I can't tell you how many credits, but I can tell you, like I said before, if it's a course that we offer at Rutgers and you get a grade of a C or better, it should transfer, okay? That's a general rule of thumb, not a guarantee in any way. Is it okay if I submit my high school transcript instead of, I'm not sure, it trailed off there. Transfer students typically do not have to submit high school transcripts unless they have completed less than 24 college level credits at the time that they apply. If they've completed less than 24 college level credits at the time that they apply, they will need to submit their high school transcript along with the college transcript. All right, planning on finishing pre-med recs at Rutgers. Should I be reaching out to professors whether or not they will accept my prereqs I've done prior? If you're planning to transfer to Rutgers and get a degree from Rutgers, you don't have to reach out to anybody. If you're just planning on taking your prerequisite courses and you already have a bachelor's degree, or you're not planning on transferring to Rutgers and earning a degree from Rutgers, I don't recommend doing that at Rutgers. Non-matriculating students are not allowed. There's certain majors or certain courses, departments that are not open to non-matriculating students, and that pretty much includes all of the STEM, science, technology, engineering, like math. So any of those courses, science courses, math, computer science, those courses are not open to non-matriculating students. So I do recommend that you if that's all that you want to do, all that you're looking to do, you don't do it at Rutgers, because that's not available to non-matriculating students. That was Naranja. Okay, Vinny, when do we know if we get accepted for the spring semester? Students who applied by October 1st and got everything in by October 1st are guaranteed to hear by December 1st. Alice, is it okay to submit a high school transcript rather than a college transcript if I'm a freshman trying to transfer in the spring? Yes. So if you're a first year applicant, you don't have any college credits, obviously you're going to send us your final high school transcript. Or even if you're a first term transfer, you're going to have some college credits at the end of this semester, right? This might be your first semester in college, then yes, you're going to send us your official final high school transcript or final high school transcript. We need that, and you can send standardized test scores as well if you choose to. We are test optional, so that's up to you. Will spring 22 transfers be allowed to request certain campus housing, or will it just be assigned at random? The housing application does ask you for your preferences, and they try as much as possible to meet those preferences, but it's not guaranteed. All right, let's see here. Are you admitted into a major or into Rutgers as a whole and then declare your major? That's a really good question from D. At Rutgers, we admit into schools, not majors, okay? So we do ask you to indicate your major so that in the event that you're admitted and you decide to attend, our dean's offices know how to apply the transfer credits, but you're not being admitted into a major, you're being admitted into a school. We have several schools in New Brunswick. We have our School of Arts and Sciences, which is our liberal arts school, and that offers most of our majors. They offer about 90 different majors. We have our School of Environmental and Biological Sciences that offers about 20 majors in the life and environmental sciences. We have our Rutgers Business School offering 6 different Bachelor of Science degrees in the science majors. Our School of Engineering offers 10 Bachelor of Science degrees in engineering. Mason Gross School of the Arts offers 6 different majors in the fine and performing arts. Our School of Management and Labor Relations offers a labor studies and employment relations major. That's the only one that can be, one of the only majors that can be completed online completely. And they also have a joint major with the School of Arts and Sciences, Human Resource Management for that. But for that one, you apply through the School of Arts and Sciences. We have the Edward J. Blaustein School of Planning and Public Policy. They offer 5 different majors. And then our School of Nursing that has the RN to Bachelor of Science degree in nursing. So those are the schools that you could apply to transfer into at Rutgers. Okay, so you're admitted to a school, and then later on you declare your major. Let's see here. Let's see questions. So I finished 21 credits, but we'll have 32 credits when I finish this semester. I emailed the office to ask whether I needed to send my high school transcript. They said no. Just want to make sure. So for the high school transcript, if you have less than 24 credits at the time of application, if you applied for spring and you only have 21 credits, you will need to send the high school transcripts. We will need that in order to make a decision. Even though you're going to have 32 at the end of this semester, we're not going to be able to see those grades. All right, so you are going to need to send your official final high school transcript. That is Alaska. Okay, so Alaska, you do need to send your high school transcript. On the application portal, there is a lock next to under review. Does this mean that my application is yet to be reviewed by the university? It could be that we haven't received everything. That's on the application portal, usually that means that we haven't received everything that we need from you. So you may want to take a look and see if there's anything that's showing that we haven't received yet. Okay, that was Tara. I made my transfer application. This is Sir Angel for spring 22. I'm hoping to be accepted. I hope that you're accepted too. Good luck. Emanuela, okay, so let's see here. Let me see. So Charlie, you're concerned about when you get your decision for spring and applying for housing. That is, that spring does have, that is the nature of applying for spring. There's a much shorter application timeline for students applying for spring as opposed to fall, but we're used to that. Okay, so don't worry. There's still time to apply for housing. All right. We do it every year. So don't worry about that. Let me see here. And like I said, there's a possibility that you could get your decision. It's not that we don't release all decisions on December 1st. December 1st is the day that you're guaranteed to get your decision, but many students hear in November. Okay, we can't guarantee that you're going to hear in November, but many students do get their decisions in November. All right, so I'm trying to hit the ones that haven't. I was accepted for fall 2021, but could not register due to personal issues. And I was told to apply again for spring 2022. That's correct. You do have to submit a new application because it's a new year. We can't roll the application over from 2021 to 2022. You need to submit a new application. That is correct. Any scholarships available to international transfer students? We do have one transfer scholarship that is available to international students, and that's a Phi Theta Kappa scholarship. So the Phi Theta Kappa scholarship, you have to be a Phi Theta Kappa member graduating from a community college anywhere in the United States. It doesn't have to be in New Jersey. It is very, very competitive. The minimum GPA, just to be considered, is a 3.8. That does not guarantee the scholarship, however, because there is a finite number of scholarships. We award 50 scholarships per year. It is competitive. So typically students that are actually being offered the scholarship have GPAs that are close to 4.0, if not 4.0 or higher. So they are really competitive. There's no separate application to be considered for Phi Theta Kappa. You just have to have applied by the application due date. So for spring, October 1st, for fall, it's February 1st, and gotten everything in by then. And you need to say yes to the Phi Theta Kappa question on the application. We do ask, are you a Phi Theta Kappa member? You have to say yes, because that's how we can identify you. All right. All right, so that is the one scholarship that we consider international transfer students for. If you're applying as a transfer student, you will not. Okay, let's see here. Time I submitted my application to be a spring 22 transfer. No one in my family was employed by Rutgers, but now my brother is. Do I need to update my application? No. Your brother being employed by Rutgers doesn't have any bearing on your application. So you don't need to do that. It's only really we ask about your parents, but not siblings. All right, so let me see. I'm seeing some questions are being answered. Do we need to apply for housing before we get our application decision? No, in fact, you cannot apply for housing until after you've been admitted and you've accepted your offer of admission. So once you do that, you're going to be able to your My Rutgers dashboard opens up for you, and you'll have access to your to the housing application. Okay, so you can only apply after you've been admitted and you've decided, yes, I'm going to attend Rutgers. Let's see here. My application and transcript is checked and there's nothing else, but it says I'm under review, locked on my portal. Okay. All right, you may want to send an email to, I'm going to put in, this is for, is it Alyssa? Tara, I'm going to put an email in the chat box, and if you send an email to to our transfer email box, we can help you out with that. All right, we'll take a look and see if there's anything amiss. All right. What's the GPA requirement for transfer students? Emanuela. Okay, so this varies. It depends on the school that you apply to. So I want to talk about some of the requirements for the schools. So all of our schools have some general requirements, and those general requirements are that number one, once you have 24 college level credits completed, we're going to make the decisions based solely on your college. All right. If you have less than between 12 and 23, because you have to have 12 college level credits completed after high school graduation in order to be considered a transfer. That's what we define it as a transfer student. So someone who's completed 12 college level credits after high school graduation. You have from 12 to 23, you're going to need to submit your college transcripts and your high school transcript. If you have 24 or more, you just submit your college transcripts. Okay, so I just want to mention that again. All right, another requirement that all of our schools have is that you can't have any grades of D or F within the last 12 to 15 credits that you completed. All right, and your last term or the last semester GPA needs to be a 2.6 or higher. The cumulative GPA varies. Minimum cumulative GPA varies from school to school. I'll talk about that. You need to have English Comp 1, your English composition or English writing course completed or at least in progress by the application due date. You need to have completed a college prep curriculum in high school, and that can vary from school to school, but typically it means you need to have taken Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, okay, those math courses, 2 years of science, and 2 years of the same foreign language in high school. Some of our schools don't have the foreign language requirement. For example, the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences doesn't have it. The School of Engineering doesn't have it. But if you look on the Rutgers transfer flyer, which we have put in the chat box, let me put it in the chat box again. The link to the Rutgers transfer flyer. It tells you the website where you would go to find out what the requirements are for each school. All right. But all right. So if you didn't take those courses in high school, we're going to look to your college transcript to see if you took them there, and we can make up for it from there. But if you didn't take those courses in high school or college, okay, and it's required for your school, typically we're not able to admit you, okay? So that's another requirement. All right, if you didn't graduate from a high school in the United States, we also need English proficiency. So if you've taken English composition 1 or 2 with a grade of a B or better in the United States, that will satisfy your English language proficiency requirement. But if you haven't done that yet, then you would need to take one of the English language proficiency examinations like TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. And that information, again, also we give you the web address in this transfer flyer as well. All right. So those are like the general requirements that all of our schools have. But then each of our schools has some specific requirements. Our School of Arts and Sciences, for example, they require usually a minimum 2.7, 2.8 GPA, cumulative GPA. Okay, they strongly recommend computer science majors take a 4-credit calculus course. All right, that's the School of Arts and Sciences. The School of Environmental and Biological Sciences usually has that same 2.7, 2.8 requirement. If you're applying for the fall, that's it. But if you're applying in the spring to the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences, they want you to have taken Bio 1 and 2 at the same college, chemistry, and pre-calc or higher level math, because that has to do with the sequence of the science majors at the School of Environmental and Biological Sciences. The Rutgers Business School, I already mentioned, has a minimum 3.2 cumulative GPA. You have to have taken a 4-credit calculus course minimally and 2 of the pre-business courses, which are listed in the transfer flyer. Or if you've taken a 4-credit calculus course, you only need to have one of the pre-business requirements that are listed in the transfer flyer. The School of Engineering requires a minimum 3.0 GPA. You need to have taken Calculus 1, 4 credits, Calculus 2, 4 credits, a calculus-based physics course, and chemistry as well. You need to have all those prerequisites for the School of Engineering. So lots of requirements. Okay, let me go back here to the questions and see. I know we can't have a D or F in the last 12 to 15 credits when transferring. I'm taking 23 credits right now. So is it okay if I have a low score in 1 3-credit class since I have 20 other credits that's above a D or an F? So if you're taking 20, it can't be in the last 12 to 15 credits. So if you had a D or an F, this is for Anika. If you had a D or an F in your last semester, like let's say spring 2021, and you're taking 23 credits right now, we're going to need to see your final grades from this semester before we can make a decision for spring, if you're applying for spring. Okay, if you're applying for fall, we also need we always are going to need your fall 2021 grades. We're going to need to see those in order to make a decision for fall 2022. But for spring, there are some students, if you had a D or an F in your spring 2021 or over the summer, we're going to need to see your final grades from fall 2021 in order to make a decision. Okay, so that's how we would handle that. I applied to Rutgers School of Business as a transfer, got my associates from Bergen, but I have a 3.14. Am I going to get automatically rejected? I wouldn't say automatically, but they are looking for a 3.2 minimum. So it could be that, Corey, like we may want to, like for you, like, well, you can apply for, you're applying for fall. So maybe at the end of fall 2021, it will have gone up to a 3.2 or closer, you know. So we'll, you know, we do need to see those final fall 2021 grades. All right. So there's some additional coursework that we're going to take a look at as well. All right, let's see here. Luisa, what if you're an adult going back to college already have an associate's? So I'm not sure what the question is, but you can, obviously we do accept adult students. If you already have an associate's degree, you're just going to supply us with your transcripts from your college, every college that you've attended, okay? And you can apply that way. It doesn't have to be from right now. So if you are, if you already have the associate's degree, then you just give us the transcript from that college and any other college that you've attended, and we can make a decision based on that. I only have a D in one of my classes. Again, the D, well, let me just say this. The D or F, you can't have that in your last 12 to 15 credits. As some of our schools, like for example, the School of Engineering doesn't like to see Ds or Fs in any of your math or science courses, even if they were like going back, okay? And the Rutgers Business School also doesn't like to see grades of D or F in any of those prerequisite courses, like the pre-business courses either. So I'm gonna say that. But for the most part, as long as a D or the F wasn't within your last 12 to 15 credits, it's not usually a huge deal. All right, assuming that you meet all the other requirements for the school that you're looking at. So Jaspri, I'm transferring from the University of Technology in Sydney, Australia. Are there any chances that my credits will transfer? Yes, I mean, we transfer credits from a lot of different universities. So if you are admitted and decide to attend Rutgers, you will need to have, in order for them to do a transfer credit evaluation, you will need to have your credits evaluated as long as it's a NACE approved, NACE approved evaluation service. That school, our schools will accept it. You don't need the evaluation to apply and be admitted, but if you are admitted and you decide to attend Rutgers, in order for foreign credentials or foreign credits to be evaluated, they will need an evaluation service. And like I said, general rule of thumb, if it's a course that we offer here at Rutgers and you have a grade of a C or better, it should transfer. All right. Is a 3.2 GPA good enough to transfer to Rutgers, New Brunswick for criminal justice? Criminal justice is through our School of Arts and Sciences, and they're usually looking for a minimum 2.8 cumulative GPA. Again, no D's or F's in the last 12 to 15 credits. Corey Hines, I finished my associate's degree already with a 3.14, but I didn't take pre-calc. Can I take that in the spring at Bergen? So unfortunately, Corey, the Rutgers Business School does not consider anything that you take at the community college after you've earned your associate's degree. So my recommendation for you is to apply to a four-year college, or you could apply to Rutgers, the School of Arts and Sciences. Okay, you have a 3.14, you should be admissible there, and take the prerequisites there and then apply for an internal transfer. So school to school transfer from the School of Arts and Sciences to the Rutgers Business School, because the Rutgers Business School will not consider anything that you take at the community college once you've earned your associate's degree. They're the only school that does that. So it's a good thing that you asked that question. All right, what is the policy on pass-fail classes from Cobit semesters? And do withdrawals affect the decision? That's Zayshawn. So we will accept from the COVID semesters, we will accept a pass grade of a pass. Okay, a fail, obviously, we don't accept. And withdrawals, I mean, 1 or 2 withdrawals isn't a big deal, but we don't typically like to see a pattern of withdrawals. Like sometimes you see students that consistently register for 15, 18 credits per semester and then withdraw from like a bunch of credits. We don't like to see a pattern of withdrawals, but like 1 or 2 withdrawals on your transcript is not a big deal. Do we ask our school to send the transcript to Rutgers, or will Rutgers ask? No, you have to we cannot request your transcript for you. You have to request it. Only you have permission to request your transcripts to be sent to us. Let's see here. My parents don't live in the state, but lived in the state for a year now, and I'm a U.S. citizen. Does that make me eligible for in-state residency? Anika, typically it's based on, if you're under the age of 24, the residency is based on where your parents live, and because it's a taxpayer benefit where they live and pay taxes. But if there is a way to apply for independent status if you've been like on your own, paying your own taxes. You have to be able to approve all of that though. But typically for most students, it's based on where the parents live. And where they live now, not like a few years ago, but where they live now. I'm getting an AS in computer science from a New Jersey community college. Will my Calc 1 and Calc 2 class count towards my major? I can't answer that question without seeing what they are. Generally, the calc courses that we accept usually are 4 credits each, but I don't know. I can tell you that if you're getting your associate's degree, you will get 60 credits that are going to transfer, guaranteed, and we waive your gen ed requirements. But in terms of specific courses, if you're going to New Jersey Community College, what you should do is go on njtransfer.org. njtransfer.org does have a course-by-course equivalency where you can look up the courses that you took at your community college and see what the equivalent transfer is, okay? Or you can also do the transfer credit evaluation, the evaluate transcript tool on njtransfer.org. You can use that, and that'll give you an unofficial but accurate transfer credit evaluation. So any student that is attending a New Jersey Community College can use those tools, either the course-by-course equivalency. That's only if you want to look up 1 or 2 courses. So in the case of the calculus courses, right? But if you want to just evaluate your entire transcript, you can choose the transcript evaluation tool, okay? All right, so Jaspreet, I'm confused regarding the foreign credits evaluated. So in order for us to evaluate your credits and give you transfer credit, you have to get have one of those international credit evaluations done. So it has to be with NACE, NACE approved evaluation services, okay? You have to have your that's something that most colleges require, okay? Some colleges require that you have that you submit that with your application. We do not. But if you are admitted and you decide to attend Rutgers, you will need to have that done in order for our university to evaluate to see if we can accept your transcripts, okay? So it's two separate things. Olivia, so I should ask my high school I graduated from to send my transcript. Olivia, I'm not sure, were you the one that said you had 21 credits? If you were before, yes, you do. It's anyone who has less than 24, has earned less than 24 college level credits at the time of application needs to send their official final high school transcript. So I think that's, that was the question. What schools are available to transfer for this spring? I want to apply for the School of Business. No. So the Rutgers Business School New Brunswick does not offer spring admission. Okay. It never has. So it does not. So the School of Arts and Sciences, the closest thing would be the School of Arts and Sciences. You could apply there. They do offer an economics major. And if you're admitted there for spring 2022, you can apply for a school-to-school transfer which is an internal transfer for fall 2022 into the Rutgers Business School. Daphne, I lived in New Jersey for 7 years and graduated from high school there as well. I recently moved out of state about a year and a half ago. Would I be able to qualify? Unfortunately, no. You have to be living in New Jersey at the time that you apply. In order to get the in-state tuition rates. Sage Thomas, okay, let me see. If I haven't earned my AS degree yet, but will earn it before the start of the spring, does my gen ed requirements? So, you don't have to have earned it at this point. You know, when you apply for college, you still haven't usually earned it. Okay, so but you're gonna earn it before you start here at Rutgers. You'll get the 60 credits and the gen ed requirements. A good question, Sage. Olivia, I didn't do well in a class, but retook it and did much better. Will retaking a class affect admissions? It depends on the school. Like I said, the School of Engineering, they usually don't like to see D's or F's in math or science, even if you retake the course. If you retake it, we can still see it. And you still need to take it. If you have a D or an F, you still have to take another 12 to 15 credits and not have any D's or F's, okay, for all of our schools. So even if you retook one course, you can't just retake the one course and you have to have another 12 to 15 credits without a D or an F. Let's see here. Should I already get my credits? This is just by NACE approved agency to get my process done quickly. I would recommend it. I don't know what other colleges you're applying to besides Rutgers, but pretty much all colleges, will require this. So it's not a bad idea whether you end up going to Rutgers or somewhere else. You're probably going to be asked for it. So I would recommend it. Adiola. I checked and did transfer and it said that calc doesn't have equivalencies, but they satisfy the quantitative reasoning requirements. Does that mean I have to take calc again? I can't answer that question, Adiola. I am not an academic advisor, so I recommend that it depends on. I'm not really sure what you want to major in or what school you're trying to go to. Okay, So it could be that, you know, you're getting the 60 credits and it satisfies the gen ed requirements, but I don't know if those are prerequisites for a major or something like that. I can't really answer that question for you. So let's see here. Samantha, sorry, I'm not sure if you answered my question. As a double major in my institution, could I enter Rutgers as an 88 credit student with the intention of finishing with both bio and psychology degrees? So Samantha, I don't know, if you're probably transferring from a 4-year institution if you have 88 credits. From a 4-year institution, we can accept up to 90 credits. It's not guaranteed that we're going to accept all of your 88 credits, but we do accept up to 90. You have to earn a minimum of 30 credits at Rutgers in order to get a Rutgers degree. Okay, so, and you can double major here, yes. So, but if those credits are from a New Jersey community college, the answer is the maximum we can give you from a community college or from any community college is 60. If you're transferring to Rutgers from a community college, the maximum number of credits is 60 that we can give you. If you're transferring from a 4-year, it's 90. Okay. Tara Smith, when is the application officially due? All right, so we have an application due date of October 1st for spring. Okay, so what that means is that students that applied and submitted everything by October 1st are guaranteed to get a decision by December 1st. But we do accept applications after that. Until we fill our seats and the application closes. When the application closes, you no longer apply. All right. But for spring, there isn't like a huge turnaround. There isn't a huge amount of time there. So I would recommend to get the application in as soon as possible. Okay. The sooner the better, because that means the sooner we can give you a decision. All right. For fall, if you're applying for fall, the application due date is February 1st. And you need to have your application and all of your transcripts in by February 1st. And then you're guaranteed to get a decision by April 15th. Okay, but there's a lot of students that end up applying after February 1st. Okay, we only have 4 more minutes. See if I can answer here. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to computer science and would be able to reach out to Rutgers academic advisor. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, our academic advisors can only advise our students or incoming students that have been admitted and decide to attend already. But Adiola, I'm going to put that email in the chat box again. If you can ask us, send us the question. We'll see if we can get you a better, we can, take a look and get you a better answer. Okay. I can't make any promises, but we'll see what we can do. All right. So send an email to that email address that I just put in the chat box. Okay. All right. Let's see. Am I able to do an upper division transfer from aerospace engineering to mechanical engineering? Yeah, that's not a, well, I don't know if you're talking about within Rutgers. Within Rutgers, that would be a major change. But if you're coming from another institution where you're majoring in aerospace engineering and you want to apply to Rutgers for mechanical engineering, you can do that. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna, you might lose some credits, okay, for that major, but again, from a 4-year institution, the maximum we can accept is 90 because you always have to earn 30 credits at Rutgers in order to get a degree at Rutgers. Yes, so I think I answered your question, Walrus. So I applied for the spring and sent my unofficial transcripts. Is it too late to ask my school to send my transcripts? At this point, we just need the unofficial to make a decision, okay? And if you are admitted and you decide to attend, we're going to require that you send your official. So you might as well wait till then. And so that way you don't have to send it twice, because then you would need to send them, if you're taking classes this fall, you would need to send another one. So you might as well just wait. And we can make a decision based on your unofficial transcript. I applied yesterday to the school, this is Corey, to the School of Business. Anyway, I could switch the application to the School of Arts and Sciences because I didn't take prereqs for the business school. Yeah, you should be able to add the School of Arts and Sciences to your application via your applicant portal yourself. If you have any problems, just send us an email, but you should be able to add that yourself. I submitted everything and mine is all still locked. Okay. Let's see. Oh, so the question, am I supposed to have a lock on the under review section in the portal? If we've received everything, I believe that's not the case, but we just transitioned to a new application platform. So there's like a few things that are a little wonky right now. So I would give it a couple of days, and if it's still showing that lock, then just reach out to us and we'll take a look and see if there's something that needs to be manually done or whatever. But I would give it a couple of days from the time that you submitted everything. Okay. All right. So everyone, it is 5 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be having a ton of events that are going on for National Transfer Student Week. Please join us. We're going to be doing another one of these on Thursday. We're going to have Zoom drop-in hours throughout the week that you can register for. We're going to have a transfer information session. There's going to be and also a transfer student panel. So definitely look at what we're offering for National Transfer Student Week. Thank you so much for coming today. I really, really appreciate it. Take care. Goodbye.